there any pregame nerves or jitters or anything now the game week's finally here?
Honestly, no, not really. It's been a long time since I played football, so just can't wait to go out. First time really rocking the blue and Kroger Field. I'm just really excited. I'm looking forward to it, and really just can't wait to get out there and compete with all of my teammates.
How has the routine, if anything, changed as you're actually getting together a game plan and working with Coach Cohen?
Well, definitely. I think it definitely helps now that I'm a graduate. So I'm not spending super amount of time on campus as I was in the past. So now it's really cool being able to kind of hang at the facility with Coach Cohen and watch, how he comes up with certain plays and how he sees the game going about certain ways. So it's really, I make it a priority to just kind of sit in the room as much as I possibly can, spend as much time in this facility as I can, and just really trying to be an extended coach out on this field for all my teammates as well.
How is he to work with in terms of doing that and saying, this is what I'm comfortable with, this is what I feel best about in the package?
It's really cool, honestly. Just to, pick his brain, or just when we're watching an opponent or scouting a certain team, just kind of to see how Coach Cohen, sees their defense or what he thinks will work versus them, or how he wants to specifically attack them. And, you can kind of get a feel for, when he played the position, what he kind of likes, or how he sees certain things going about throughout the course of the game. But it's really cool that we have the relationship to where if he writes something on the board, or if I come in early in the morning that I missed the meeting before, the first thing he's asking is if I'm good with that, if that's something I'm comfortable with. And, I really respect that a lot out of him, and, it just makes it that much easier to play for.
Devin, what do you see from the quarterbacks behind you to be an important spot if something bad happens?
Yeah, I think they've done great. I really do. Every single day they come into this building, prepared. They come into this building ready to compete with me, asking me questions. I'm able to ask them questions, and, they're all dialed in. I can honestly say that every single day, they're watching film, whether it's me taking reps, Kaya, Destin, Deuce, anyone. They're watching film as if they're out there. And, me as a starter, being able to come off onto the field and communicate with those guys, I truly trust them. And if any one of those guys' number is called, the full team has trust in them as well.
The MAC has from the Ball State defense.
Yeah, I think they're very talented. I think they're a fundamentally sound group. I think they do a lot of good things schematically. And I think they're really good at what they do as well. You see on film, they compete at a really high level. They have a bunch of talented players, a lot of players with a ton of experience as well. And I think it'll be a true challenge for our first game.
MAC has a reputation of giving people a lot more trouble than maybe fans expect. I don't know if it's that way from a player perspective, but you really got to be on top of things. Going into
I think you got to prepare like you're playing anyone else. Every single week you got to study your opponent, make sure you got the game plan down pat, and really regardless of what conference they're in, regardless of what week you're playing a team, you can't take anyone lightly. Who's ever on the schedule is who we got to play, and we just have to make sure we're prepared. We're excited to get out onto the field for the first time, let the first game jitters go a little bit, and at the end of the day just do what we do, practice, play how we practice the whole entire camp in spring, fall, and we'll just let the film do the talking for sure.
Liam said that every receiver's live. Everybody has to be ready for the ball when you're looking at the ball.
Yeah.
Is that something you take pride in, or how does that play out in the pocket?
Yes, sir. I think that really just comes with experience playing the quarterback position, and seeing a lot of defenses, seeing a lot of coverages, and really just for me studying our playbook. I really love this system. I love studying it. I love watching film on it, and I just want to relay to, regardless of who's out there, whether on the front side, back side, first read, last read, expect the ball, because, I'm challenging myself to make sure I make every single option viable. So, I constantly remind our receivers that regardless of what play we have or any time of the game, expect the ball, because I could be coming your way.
Devin, what did you see from Cortland and Jeremy during camp?
Yeah, those guys did awesome. They did awesome. It's really cool to see that whole entire unit come together, especially with, there's Horsey right here, my guy Horsey. But I mean, just because you got guys transferring in, there's guys coming back like Horsey and Eli. There was so much up in the air in the offseason to where Cortland comes in, and Flax and Cortland are communicating with each other on what they could do better, or how one another can improve. And Marcus, works with Horsey, and Eli is now working with Jagger, moving to center. And it's really cool for me to see coming in as a transfer and a quarterback just to see how much work those guys have put in and how much it truly means to them too.
Okay, last question. We have one over here. Was that Eli?
Liam also said that this is a game you don't want to see self-inflicted wounds. How
Yes.
do you focus on that? How do you prepare to not have those as the week goes on?
Yeah, I mean, just like any game you're playing, you want to make sure you don't beat yourself first. That's kind of what he's touching on, and he stresses it in practice. I think it all starts in practice from really ever since we started game planning for Ball State. As long as we stay on sides, as long as we understand where we have to assign and do our job every single play, that's the first step. Without that first step, you're not going to have much success. So really for us, it's just making sure we don't beat ourselves first, and then secondly, making sure we're executing.
Okay, folks, thank you very much.